Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood Remaster. Today, going to be Bisu and Speed on Dominator. One heck of a fun PvT sent to me by RJB. Top side, well, right side, 3 o'clock. It's going to be Bisu. South side, it's going to be Speed. 3-player map. 3-player maps lead to interesting games. That's why I like Dominator. Not a 4-player map, not a 2-player map, a 3-player map. Yo, so it's going to be a PvT, super old school Bisu versus new school Speed here. Both players qualified for ASL 20, and let's see if they can do it again in the next ASL. ASL is finished up. The Tastosis cast has been out for a while, so I feel okay about spoiling you about the result, but if you do not want to know who won the last ASL, this is your warning. Spoiler alert. Not spoiler alert after I say it, but spoiler alert before, because that's how it should work, but it doesn't work all the time that way. So, man, Soma finally wins an ASL. Will Snow win someday? I do not know, but Roaring Currents, man, such a great map. I hope they bring it back because so many PvZs are featuring Corsairs, a lot of Corsairs and Disruption Web, and we see Devourers and Carriers in PvZ. We didn't see it between Snow and Soma. Just a lot of Storm, a couple of Reavers. And as Tasteless said, maybe a Dark Archon with Maelstrom would have helped against those drops there. I don't know. I feel like Snow didn't know how to play that map, and Artosis said maybe his practice partner was bad for that map, which is fair enough to say. But again, congratulations to Soma being aggressive, being decisive, and being so scary, and winning his first ASL. I know it's another Zerg player, but at least it's not Sulky, right? Anyway, we've got some gas coming up on both sides of the map here. We've got racks inside the main base. We got a Cybercore warping inside for Bisu here. Both players scouting here at 2 minutes. Bisu scouts the correct direction. Steve, the SCV, scouts the incorrect direction. Again, merch at falconpaladin.store if you're interested. And the pylon, so you don't get supply blocked. We've got ourselves Marines here. And is this going to be... Yeah, this is going to be a factory, right? Going to be a factory. No, like, 3 racks stim timing against Bisu here today from Speed. We've got a factory. SCV says, I've been bamboozled. I guessed wrong. Let's go ahead and see if we can get inside the main base here without a Dragoon killing us before we can get the full scout, says Steve the SCV. Singularity charge being upgraded right now. Not after the Nexus is going to be started. So... got Dragoon pressure on the mind here for Bisu. Steve the SCB being blocked, being attacked by PD the Probe. Oh, look at this. And Dragoon popping out. 1 attack. 1 attack there. Full scout for Steve the SCV. Oh boy, his boss is going to be happy with him for that. So very, very standard play here from our guy Bisu, expanding to his expansion. Machine shot before expanding here. So he knows the expansion is late, at least compared to an expansion before a singularity charge. So we need a bunker. We need a siege tank. And that will help him hold off this Dragoon range pressure here from Bisu. Man, imagine being Speed. You've been watching StarCraft for your whole life. Bisu is one of your heroes, and now you are playing against him on Dominator in 2025. And Bisu is taking you seriously. Can you imagine that feeling of playing against one of your idols in StarCraft and just being taken seriously? The other player feeling that you're dangerous. Yeah, robotics facility here. It is a wide open main here on Dominator. Reaver drop here from Bisu. Reaver is not Bisu's special skill there. Corsairs are his special skill. Snow is the Reaver King. But maybe we'll see a Reaver drop. Dragoon says, yeah, there's going to be a tank. There's going to be a bunker here. Let's just kill this SCV. And then head out and see what we can get done here. At least we can attack this bunker maybe and force SCVs off the line. So they have to repair and they cannot mine, right? Lost mining time. All right, so is it going to be... I think it's going to be an observatory here. Because spider mines are on the way. So observatory, yeah, observatory, and then maybe a robotics support bay. Maybe there is. What do we got, man? We got second factory on the way. We've got mech on the mind here from our guy Speed. And as always, we need to scan the Protoss space to see if they attack into carriers. A little bit of a push out here with spider mines, marines, and non-siegeable siege tanks. But Speed says, never mind. Little bit too many dragoons there. Engineering bay for turrets against Reaver drops. But look, no Reaver tech quite yet. He doesn't have enough gas for it because he continues to make dragoons. For defense, I feel like at this point. Man, spider mines and then vulture speed and then siege tech. Trigger the spider mine. Trigger the spider mine, says Speed. Trigger it. No. Okay, fair enough. Excellent job there, Bisu. I tip my hat to you. And you can take a third base here at 6 minutes and 22 seconds because you escorted your probe. And third base is not delayed. Excellent job there from Bisu. Hey, it looks like he's played thousands and thousands and millions of Brood War games in his life, huh? Machine shop. Armory on the way. And then making a tank. There you go. And then siege mode. Holy cow. Late siege tech here. But I guess he knew that Bisu wouldn't attack. This is going to be a run by with these vultures. It is. We've got two inside the main base here. Excellent block for the other two there. But man, spider mining inside the main base here is Speed. That's not what you want to hear when you're a Protoss player. And nothing is here to defend these probes. Throwing down quick 2 pylons and another pylon so they cannot get behind the minerals. Excellent quick thinking there by our guy Bisu. But man, 5 kills for that vulture. Somehow 0 kills for that vulture. And Bisu, quick thinking, quick reaction time. Did not lose more than a couple of probes there. Dude. Man. So, yeah, 2 vultures inside your main base. Speed and spider mines alike there. And you'll lose 2 probes, maybe 3? Excellent job there. And we got ourselves a support bay warping in. Reavers ahoy after the third base is warping in here. Spider mine. Vulture dead. Excellent job, man. Dragoons are such a good unit in StarCraft, man. Master Dragoon can kill so many things. And if you make speed lots, man, Master Dragoon and speed lots kill so many other things. Observer says, is there a third base? Not quite yet, but there is an SCV. We'll keep an eye on that. We have a +1 attack for the mech here from our guys Speed, and Reaver production has begun for a Bisu. Tap that like button if you're excited to see if there's going to be some Reaver drops here that Speed cannot handle. And exploding so many SCVs. There is so much potential for that right now. Third base being set up right now at the, it's like the 9 o'clock base. We'll call it the 8:30 base. I suppose that's what we're all about. This pylon is to scout for vulture drops. But no dropships now, no dropships in the past. But that doesn't mean there will not be dropships in the future here. We've got Carol and Boost on the way. We've got an armory, so we can make Goliaths. And excellent job. Just rebuffing that vulture run by from Bisu. Citadel of a Dune. We've got Zealot Legs. Zealot Legs is an imperative upgrade in the PvT, unless you just want to do like a, I don't know, like a 5 or 6 Dragoon bust at the front here. But yeah, again, speed lots. Excellent job. They are tanky. They hit so hard. They are so good against siege tanks, which is weird because they're tanky, right? Haha. And again, continually scanning to see if maybe carriers are an option here today. Templar Archives. We've got Storm. We've got shuttles. We've got what looks like Gateway Man with shuttle support here from our guy Bisu. Ah, sniper to probe there is Speed. That's what they call him, Speed, man. Speed Reavers. Speed Vultures all over the place here. Can you imagine Speed Reavers? That gives me nightmares. Imagine if Reavers were fast. Taking down his bunker. No need for it anymore. And we got a 4th base warping in here just outside the main base with the minerals only. And maybe another Nexus warping into the top right. Yes. Yes, indeed. As soon as he has 400 minerals. So both players just kind of macroing in. Got a Reaver drop inside the main base here. SCV down. And, oh gosh. Is there a tank? Yes, there's a tank. And can we kill that missile turret? No, we cannot, but we are forced to run anyway. The Reaver is here. Ow. The shuttle dies. The Reaver's last shot killed nothing. An excellent, excellent defense there by our guy Speed. Dude, that is just so clean. He makes it look so easy, but it is not. You know that. You know that if you've been Reaver dropped by a Protoss recently or ever. So hard to handle there. We got Storm on the way. Got a 5th base again, warping up inside the top right-hand corner here. This is looking good. It's looking really good. So quick shout out today to one of my social media platforms. Let's say Facebook. It's a good one. Beyond Facebook, who knows? Some people still are. It's a good place to be these days. Falcon Paladin, just YouTube. Facebook.com/Falcon Paladin. I'm posting stuff out there pretty much every day. I mean, every day, 3-4 times a day. So if you want a little bit of StarCraft in your mix on your social media, check it out. Give it a shot. Facebook.com/Falcon Paladin. We've got turrets to deter more Reaver dropping at the 3rd base. Well, 1 Reaver dropping at the 3rd base. Pattern mining your own main base. Excellent job there. He knows Reavers are a threat now and forever. He is scanning, but not scanning the main base here. But look, no Stargates on the way. None. Not even for Arbiters. No Stargates. So it's just going to be a Gateway Man here with shuttles. And again, pure Gateway Man dies against a Terran player as good as Speed is. Excellent scouting. Getting a probe there as well. But with shuttles, with something that flies, shuttles, arbiters, or carriers, Gateway units are so more effective, so much more effective against Terran players going mech. 2nd robotics facility. So yeah, just pumping out shuttles here. Zealot drops are so good, and so good with these vultures. Again, is our guy Speed. 2 kills for that vulture here. Bisu's up, 172 supply to 138. We've got a starport. We've got a factory, another factory here, and a science. There you go, science facility for +3 available upgrading for our mech units here today. So, Bisu says, I don't need to reduce the tank count because I'm going to be dropping all of the time here. Dropping Zealots. High Templar dead to Spider Mine or to Siege Tank. I cannot decide. Reaver! Bam! Taking down an SCV. 1 more Reaver shot. Taking down another SCV. The bunker inside the main base is going to get busted, but this Reaver is so low on HP. 1 more shot. Oh, killing Marines that were inside the bunker, and then bam! Taken out by responding Siege Tanks here. So, that was another Reaver drop. This one was more successful from Bisu, but still didn't get quite enough damage there, in my opinion, against Speed. Double expanding. Looks like it here. I guess single expanding here at the 1 o'clock base. Here for our guy Bisu. We've got a Vulture again being sniped down, and at this point, Speed has no vision anywhere on the other side of the map. He is blind at this point. Check it out. Well, I guess he has scans. Excellent scan. He knows what strategy Bisu is going for here. He's working on EMP for those High Templar. And again, no sign of Stargates in Bisu's main base, and 2nd base, 3rd base, 4th base, wherever. No sign of it. Nothing whatsoever. Doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he cannot here. But what do we got? We got to move out. We got ourselves a 1-1. It's a 2 attack, 1 armor timing attack from Speed. Pretty traditional stuff here in the PvT. And sieging up on the high ground with tanks makes them about 40% more effective on high ground, man. You're going to miss shots when you try to hit them when they're on high ground, and you're on low ground is a really, really bad time. Kid Air and Amulet is on the way. And yeah, just setting up, maybe expanding down here too. Speed says, you've got your own mineral base. I guess I'll take mine. Yeah, there we go. Double expanded, kind of. I mean, this one finished, and I think this one started up at the 11 o'clock, but Bisu taking the entire map. Scanning, scanning, seeing the shuttle, seeing the High Templar, seeing everything. You're getting caught by a strategy you weren't aware of by your Protoss opponent in a TVP. You're just playing it wrong, man. You got to scan. If you're not scanning and you got caught by surprise by carriers, it's your own gosh darn fault. You have the best scanning tool in all of StarCraft, folks. It is the best. You cannot stop it. You cannot stop someone from scanning your main base unless you go in and snipe their command centers consistently, which is kind of hard to do, actually, and not really worth it either. Yeah, ComSat. How many available ComSats do we have? 4. That's a lot of scanning. Oh, hang on. +1 air weapons. Getting started. Is it a trick? Is it a trick? Could be. Could be a trick. We're scanning in. We see this base. We see the hard wall with the pylons. We scan again. We see the move out. We see the maxed out Protoss. He's got a pretty solid 2-1 upgrade. Here does Bisu. The 2-1 for our guy as well. Speed charging from the low ground to the high ground. Storming everything. Zealot dropping on all of the things here. Storms galore on all of these siege tanks. A lot of Dragoons still on the ground. Not many tanks on the high ground remaining. This is such a hard thing to execute, but Bisu shows why Bisu is Bisu and why you should watch Bisu in 2025. He is still this good, folks. He is just getting better all of the time. My goodness, takes down another command center that a 5th base was going to be for speed. But no, we're going to push into like 5 more siege tanks down there. He's not going to get this base, but that was a hugely effective counter there. Well, I guess a straight up attack, but it was a good attack. It was a good trade for Dragoons and High Templar and Zealots for all of those tanks. And yeah, the tank count got whittled down. Under 150 supply right now is Speed. Vulture trying to make sure this base doesn't come up without him at least knowing about it. And then maybe trying to expand up this left side too. Maybe trying to expand down there as well. But man, 170 to 148 supply in favor of Bisu right now. It is further air weapons coming in. I think he's trying to freak out. I don't know. Maybe trying to freak out our guy's Speed into thinking that it's carriers, but it's not. It is a Stargate, though. Alert, alert, and alert. A Stargate is coming in. Up here in the top side of the base. This could be. Okay, every time there's a scan, I need to see if he's scanning that Stargate. He's not. So he doesn't know the Stargate's coming in. Now, it's a little bit too much. You're not going to go for the +1 attack to scare your opponent and then get a Stargate to scare your opponent and then not use either of those things. That's not really a good use of your resources. So I feel like this is a carrier transition, or could just be, you know, absolutely could just be Arbiters. It's a little bit late, though. I mean, we're at 17 minutes to go for Arbiters now. Another race coming in from Speed. There you go. More scanning. You just keep an eye on the army. Keep tabs on where Bisu is. It is a fleet beacon, and it's 2 more Stargates. Okay, so it's definitely carriers here from Bisu. Now, I just said if you don't scan your opponent's fleet beacon and get surprised by carriers, it's your own gosh darn fault, because it is. Vultures into the mineral base. They get a few more probe kills. It is 62 to 58, though, in favor of Bisu. Vultures trying to stay alive. They don't want to fight against Dragoons. They will fight against cannons at this point because they have the +2 attack. And just kind of ignoring cannons and right-clicking on probe. Wow, every probe of this base dies. Every Vulture dies for it. They were YOLOing in there, but they got it done. 58 to 56 worker advantage now for Speed. Carriers, yes. No sign of any indication that Speed knows this is happening. It is a 4 Stargate carrier capacity situation here. Vultures busting their way. Ooh, kind of like this. He's kind of willing to fight. Oh, but the Psy Storm response is good. Not as good as it is against Zerg, but oh, 3 High Templar are good. Fine, I guess. Trying to Spider Mine down this Vulture. If you can, just kind of straight up fighting it too is also pretty fantastic. We've got +3 attack on these Vultures. High Templar dies, gets a Storm off, kills a Vulture. Not a good trade if you are a High Templar. More scanning. Ah, he does it! He does it. He scans the fleet beacon and the carriers before they're out. That's perfect. That's a perfect scan. Now he knows what he's dealing with. And he's like, hold on a second. Do I have a window where I can win this game right now? Because the carriers take a while to get online. They take forever to produce. They take forever to get upgrades. They take forever to make interceptors. I think Speed's like, okay, we're going to go. We're going to make Goliaths, absolutely. But this High Templar group is in so much trouble. He EMPs the whole group. It forces them to turn into Archons. instead of being available for Storm. That was a lot. The Eternal Archon dance of never completing is happening right now. Bisu, it even happens to him too. Not just you and your ladder games. Coming down from the north, trying to shut this thing down is Bisu. Is there enough? These guys are still doing the dance, just missing each other here. Size Stormin on the tanks as much as you can while taking tank shots the whole time. I cannot believe these two. They have to go their own separate ways. One of them dies tragically. They never get to be an Archon at all. Yeah, Speed sniffed out that carrier transition, scanned it, said, you know what? Let's just kill you now. I don't want to fight against carriers. You're in a position where you're vulnerable, where you don't have that many carriers. 2 carriers is not enough to win anything. You're making 4. They take forever to build. We're going to kill that Nexus. We're going to kill this Nexus. We're going to start killing your gateways as well. We're just going to be continually producing Goliaths here. You're going to have such a hard time getting anything done with these the smaller group of carriers that you have. This is a beautiful game. I haven't seen a game like this in a while, where the Terran players is like, you know what? I figured out you were making carriers. Oh, we're going to move out. We're going to go right now. Yeah, this base is in a lot of trouble too. Zealot saved it temporarily, but look at all these gates dying. All these gates in a lot of trouble here. The carrier fleet is 3. That's not enough to handle this much Terran, especially this many Goliaths with +3 attack and +2 armor. Not even close. Yeah, he's just walking in. He's walking here. And he's doing a great time. Oh, okay, High Templar popping out of the gateway. They don't have enough energy immediately for a Storm. Dematrixing a Goliath on the fight here. High Templar falls back. Storm plus carrier is a lot better than just carrier. Main base of Bisu's going to die. I think this base as well probably going to die. If Speed just kind of figures to put a couple tanks down there. Now look, Protoss players can lose their main bases. It can happen. And they can still win. It's been happening since 2008, at least. So the replays that I've cast that are that old, we've seen Protoss win, but my goodness. Carriers, can they save these gateways? Can they save this tech? The micro by Bisu is great. He's doing what he can. Up the right side. Yeah, he's just given up. I think he's given up on this main. He's going to lose his Stargates, too. I don't know. He doesn't have the money to rebuild all of his gateways and all of his Stargates and try to get carriers going. It's too slow. He needs to kill this army. Now, he snipes the science vessels, which is a great move. EMPs against these carriers is a very powerful tool, and I think he got one off. He got one off on most of these carriers. Not that one, but doesn't have the interceptors anyway. Just attacking interceptors as he can, and Bisu! Wow! Just straight up GG's out. And Speed is our winner in 22 minutes and 45 seconds. Holy smokes. That's what we're talking about, man. That is what we're talking about. That is how you deal with carriers. If you are if you're a Terran player, I'm not going to give you a Protoss player. If you're a Terran player, you got to scan it out. You got to see what's coming out here. You got to recognize, oh, okay, carriers are happening. Scan the fleet beacon. See the Stargates. Move. Go, go, go. Go as fast as you can with mech, which is not all that fast, but as fast as you can. Up into the main base. Try to kill those carriers before they get into a group that is way too big. Look how injured they are. Look how many Goliaths there are. The carriers could fall back and maybe try to defend the bases at the 12 o'clock and the 1 o'clock and the 11 o'clock, but he's losing all of his tech. Observatory, Citadel, Fleet Beacon, all these Stargates. There's too much Terran anywhere else to do anything from this point, so Bisu has to tap out. He's not happy about it. Understandably so. I'd be mad about it too if I was him. So, man. What a fantastic showing. Great showing from our guy Speed here, taking down Bisu. I think we had a game. When did we have that? We had a game a couple weeks ago against Bisu and Speed where I think Bisu just kind of crushed Speed. And I was like, oh, well, that didn't look good for Speed. But now Speed kind of crushing Bisu, kind of getting his macro under him, harassing with the vultures so much, being everywhere on the map, killing so many probes. Not all of them, mind you, but a bunch of probes anyway, slowing down Bisu as much as he can, scanning, and then bam, the money scan to see the Stargates and see the Fleet Beacon and get up here and go, aha, I know how to do this. Jam. Day 9 tells a story of when he won pretty major, like a Pan-American tournament back in 2004, like in the prehistoric days. But yeah, he said he was just practicing StarCraft like 16 hours a day, just so much practice, learning about the game, learning timings, and then he gets into a game in the finals and his enemy like double proxy gates him, and Zealot starts showing up, and he's like, oh, I know how to win this. And he's like, I just went into autopilot, and I knew how to win it, and I won the whole thing. Just something I knew how to deal with, and I went and did it, and that's such a great feeling in StarCraft, and that's exactly what Speed did here. So good job. Good job by him, man. Insane plays. The Reaver stuff didn't get as much done just because, again, Bisu is not the Reaver guy, he's the Corsair guy, and Corsairs aren't very good here, unfortunately, but yeah, good game. Good game. Tap that like button if you enjoyed it. End of the day. We got 163,000 points, 166,000 points. In favor of Speed, outproducing the Protoss, outkilling the Protoss. Structures raised 38-10. In favor of the Terran, and a total of an outspend by about 10,000 in 22 minutes, which is generally enough. But see, all those carriers were still there, and they didn't get us with a lot of value, and that was the spend, and it just didn't do it. So, man, what a good game. Like, what a ridiculously good game. Really fun PvT, and it's always great when somebody scans it out, sees what's happening, and goes and shuts it down. That happens a lot in StarCraft. I just haven't seen it in this particular situation in a while, so it was fun. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.